Hi, this is David Marquez. I am the artist of books such as The Invincible Iron Man coming out in October from Marvel Comics, and you're listening to Limited Addiction Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Limited Addiction Podcast. My name is Frankie.
My name's Daniel, and we're here to talk about all things nerdy. Before we get there, due to popular demand from the two-time stint, as you'll find out in the future.
I was going to say this comes out before this, so what are you talking about?
I don't know.
Homie?
Anyways, we got a special guest.
Hi. Yeah, say your name.
Well,
He's
I thought you
weird.
guys were going to say my name. I'm Bernie. I'm related to
Frankie.
someone here, Frankie.
I guess we could have had him guess.
Yeah. So, yeah, I brought my brother on board, because depending on how these lay out, we're kind of doing our Thanksgiving stuff all together. We thought, family time.
We're going to extend this one out, obviously. We've said it a few times before, but we record on Thursdays. Thursday's Thanksgiving. Could have recorded on Tuesday next week, but it literally would have been like 3 days of news instead of a whole week. So
Yeah.
you guys might have liked that. Who knows? Maybe we're too winded for you. Someday we'll make enough money off this where this is the only thing we'll do, so we can do multiple podcasts in a week and then not have to give you guys 2-hour podcasts. And you can help us by going to franklydone.com/Amazon. Clicking on the banner, shop like normal. Doesn't cost you anything extra.
I'm a minority at this table. I like long podcasts. You guys both like the shorter ones.
My golden standard's about an hour.
I don't mind the longer ones, but I just don't have time because I have a short commute to work, which is nice.
Yeah, it sounds like you're complaining. My commute's too short.
So I really don't have time
Yeah.
to listen to it.
Yeah, I like about an hour. Although when I see like ones that are normally an hour come out as 45 minutes, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It's like Christmas.
Yeah. I feel like we've done this before, but yeah, I like the longer ones because, especially like the Joe Rogan one, those were like 3 hours. Yeah. Just kind of listen to it, leave it going. I might even leave the room and just come back. Like, oh, they're talking about this.
You're 3 hours every week?
He does like 3-hour ones.
Wow.
But that's all he does. What Dan's talking about, he wants that life. I mean, he does stand-up comedy and stuff, and he does UFC stuff, but throughout the week, he just interviews cool people. It's not a bad life. So.
Yeah, this podcast is good, though. I like it.
Good.
Thanks.
I'm glad. Thanks. Wow.
I like your guys' too.
Oh.
I thought you said you liked this podcast.
Oh.
No, I was talking about Joe Rogan's.
Oh.
But I like your guys more because
No thanks, then.
you guys appeal to me with your nerdiness.
No thanks.
Pretty sure the world likes Joe Rogan more, and I'm okay with that.
All right, but speaking of spending a ton of time on one thing, it comes out today. Actually, as long as I get this out in time. By the time you guys are listening to this, I'll probably be deep into it. But
That's what she
Jessica
said.
Jones comes out tomorrow
Kristen Ritter?
on
Mhm.
Netflix. For those of you who don't know who Jessica Jones is at all, and you're like, well, why should I care about this?
Yeah, why don't you let us know?
First appeared in Alias #1. As a former superhero, became the owner and sole employee of Alias Private Investigations. Jones has since starred in 2 ongoing series. Potential spoilers. I don't know if they'll get into it in the show, but 1, 2, 3. Eventually marries Luke Cage, who is the next Netflix show, I believe.
Yeah, I think that's what they said.
But yeah, she's a cool kid.
Cool
But,
kid. First Marvel comic where they say the F word.
Whoa.
Like, first panel. I read the first couple story arcs of Alias. Really good stories. My books are in storage right now, so I couldn't finish it. I was hoping to just read them all before the show. Not going to happen, but... yeah, so basically she's a private eye. Like Dan said, former superhero. I believe her name was Jewel.
Yes.
Yes. She...
I don't really know.
Oh, okay.
Sounds good.
Going further back, retroactively, they put her in Peter Parker's high school, where she had a crush on Peter.
Ooh.
Ooh, yeah.
Watch out for that MJ.
But Peter didn't notice, and she didn't really say anything. Then her and her family were on a road trip, and they get in an accident with a radioactive truck that had killed her parents, put her in a coma.
Dang.
Yeah, when she woke, she had powers.
It's cold.
Yeah. It's kind of... like I said, I read the first few stories of Alias, and then I've read whenever she was in Avengers stuff, and her interaction with Peter when she first when Peter reveals who he is, she's like, "You're Peter Parker? I'm blah blah blah." He's like, "You're Coma Girl?" Because she was in a coma for a very long time after that accident.
Peter Parker.
Yeah, so she gets the powers and tries being a superhero, but she's not very good at it, and she gets brainwashed by Kilgrave.
Yeah.
And it caused her to do some really bad things.
It's going to be played by Dave Tennant.
The Doctor.
We're on a Dave name basis.
Oh. Man, I get no internet down here. Even with the Wi-Fi password.
Sorry, man. Can't help it.
I got to do this all off the brain.
If you don't want Frankie to do this off the brain, you need to support us by going to franklydunn.com/support.
So, but clearly the Netflix thing will kind of do their own take. I mean, in the comics, she can fly. I doubt she's going to fly in the show.
Yeah, I
I
believe.
don't know. I thought I saw in the promo.
She jumped really high, but flying and jumping is a lot different.
I figured out that.
That's true.
I didn't figure out. I believe I read that they're just going to go with like super jumps.
Yeah. She's a little depowered too from what she was in the comics. I mean, she's got clearly super strength, a little bit of invulnerability, but I don't think she's going to be as powered.
Gotta make it more real so people can relate.
So I'm looking forward to the show. I'm technically I'm working tomorrow. I'm kind of on call, but I don't have any appointments, so I'm just going to spend the whole day watching it.
Yeah, I've got an appointment early in the morning. After that, I'm golden. But my plan. So I tried it with Daredevil.
Yeah.
I tried it with something else recently, where I'm like, all right, it's gonna come out on midnight, even though I know it's not.
It was like Arrow or something. You trying to get all caught up on.
Yeah, to get ready for the season. But our time it comes out at 3 a.m. because of California.
Is that
which they should just block it, you know? Just be on my time. Be convenient for me, Netflix.
Because I remember Daredevil, I woke up randomly, it's like 12:01. I'm like, okay, Netflix, wait, why isn't this here yet? No!
Yeah.
So that you're telling me it's not till 3 our time?
3 hour time, yeah.
Okay, I'll try and remember that.
But I always try and stay up. And then usually it's about like 3:05. I'm like, first episode, awesome, and I fall asleep.
So what shows are they going to do about superheroes? They did Daredevil, Jessica Jones.
Luke Cage is next.
Iron Fist. There was rumors it was being dropped, but the person in charge of these Netflix shows, name's escaping me.
Joe Quesada.
Yeah, Joe. Let's say it wasn't Kevin, but he was like, I don't know where these rumors are coming from. I'm personally working on the project right now. So
let me back up. We said Luke Cage was next. Most likely season 2 of Daredevil will be next.
Yeah, technically.
But as far as new shows, yeah.
And then all leads up to a Defenders show.
Yeah.
And then just because he's saying that they're not dropping Iron Fist, I don't think we won't see Punisher.
That'd be cool.
I thought they said there was a Punisher show.
There is he's going to be in there if he gets his own spin-off show.
Season 2. There were rumors that they were dropping Iron Fist and replacing him with Punisher because he's already had such a great response.
I heard rumors they're going to try and expand his role too, maybe put him in the Doctor Strange movie.
That'd be cool.
This is kind of new too. Marvel recently got the rights fully back for Shang-Chi, Master of Kung Fu.
Nice.
So Iron Fist and Shang-Chi, they kind of team up at different times, so that'd be cool. Into the Badlands showed us that you can do martial arts on TV. I don't know if we'll go fully into the Badlands, but it had some really cool Kung Fu and martial arts kind of scenes. Traditional, not like brawling stuff like Daredevil, but this is like straight up choreographed martial arts. It's usually hard to do because that stuff takes a long time, and rightfully so, to make it look good. But yeah, I'd be stoked to see that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Before we get into this week's TVs, though, here's a few things you should know about Jessica Jones before you watch it.
Yeah.
We'll have some seriously dark days behind her, so it's kind of alluding to what you were saying.
In the comics, Kilgrave made her do some dark things.
Yeah, which they've kind of hinted at. She has a relationship with this Purple Man. She's gonna have a wicked case of PTSD.
Wicked case of PTSD. That went Australian.
No.
I was trying to do Boston.
Carol Danvers was the central character in the original script.
Yeah,
That's
she was like girlfriends. They chatted up and they kind of... So originally, Bendis wanted to use Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman,
Yep.
but that was scrapped. But yeah, I do recall scenes of her and Carol Danvers kind of talking over lunch, and Carol's trying to get her to get back into the fold. So they're BFFs.
Kristen Ritter is down to jump onto the big screen as the character. Quote, effing fantastic.
Like into the movies kind of thing.
Yeah.
I really hope are they supposed to do that with the movies and TV?
Everybody in TV, in their contract, it says that should they be needed, they are obligated to be in it. So it's up to, I mean, at this point, the Russo brothers, who are kind of helming Captain America Civil War and the 2 Avenger movies coming up, it's a waste if they don't. I think there's some friction between Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, and like the TV guys, but
Yeah.
it would be a shame if at some point they're not more connected. They're connected, but they're not connected. It's weird.
Yeah. Man, most of this list is, I should have read this beforehand. It's pretty terrible. Luke Cage is going to be in it. If you haven't got that one yet. What's this from? Maybe this is like super old. That could explain some of the stuff they're putting on here. It's going to be very different from Daredevil as far as tone.
I'm okay with that. I was actually thinking this was going to be slightly more upbeat, but from everything I've seen in the trailers, nope.
I really enjoyed
No,
Daredevil.
it's going dark.
Daredevil was great.
I want to watch Jessica Jones, but I'm like you guys. I binge watching. I just fall asleep.
I mean, I do too. You fall asleep and then you wake up and you keep going. You marathon through.
Typical Marvel fashion, expect plenty of Easter eggs. So I guess...
I mean, straight out the gate, the person she talks to is affiliated with Rand Industries, Danny Rand, millionaire, so Easter egg there.
Yes, 2 weeks from now, I guess we're going to be doing Things You Missed.
Things you missed that we got from other websites that we're telling you.
You guys gonna finish Jessica Jones by the next time you do recording?
Oh yeah, I'm going to
I'll
finish it all tomorrow.
by Saturday morning.
Yeah.
You guys are champs.
Bernie, you don't understand.
I got 13 hours.
I'm not saying I've got tons of people who always want to hang out with me, but I've had a couple people like, hey, what are you doing on Friday? I'm like, I'm watching a movie. I'm just going to watch a show all day. I'm talking to this girl, and I proposed Saturday. I'm like,
Dog Hawk?
yeah, hanging out. We're not hanging out. I said, I would say we could do something Friday, but I'm going to watch this show all day. So
She was down?
No, she wasn't down.
Oh.
Getting this girl to go out is kind of hard.
You guys should, man, we're getting into some taco time here.
Yeah.
You guys should Skype on one computer and watch Jessica Jones on the other one and sync up and experience it together. That's a stepping stone right
That's
there,
weird.
son.
I do have the Kinect, the 1080p. Just watch me watch it on my living room.
Connect's
There you
1080p?
Yeah, Kinect's 1080p.
I didn't know that.
Kinect is, I mean, we don't have to go into it right now. It's a cool feature. The fact that when Xbox launched, they forced it down everybody's throats wasn't a great idea, but I like my Kinect.
Yeah.
Anyways, what you were saying?
That list was terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pumped for it. I don't know too much about Jessica Jones, but I know a handful about Luke Cage and Iron Fist, so
Yeah, we're up.
happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. I read the whole New Avengers run, and Luke Cage was a big part of it, and then Jessica Jones, because they marry and they have a kid.
Yeah.
She was the reluctant hero at times, and one time she suited up again to save everybody. That was cool.
Yeah, I read that storyline where she was like, I'm done because I have a kid.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, this is happening. She's like, all right.
Call the sitter.
Call the sitter. Who? You know who the sitter is?
Spider-Man.
No. Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl.
Squirrel Girl.
There's a squirrel girl?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's undefeated.
She beat Wolverine.
She beat Galactus.
Oh, man.
Apparently in this
I'm
last
not-
issue, she met her match, though.
When was Squirrel Girl introduced to the comics?
Oh, she was part of the West Coast Avengers. So I don't know how far back. Not West Coast Avengers. The
I gotta look
Salt
up
Lake
Squirrel
City
Girl.
something Avengers.
Salt Lake City.
The Hero Initiative when the Civil War, so probably around the Civil War time, they wanted to do an Avengers initiative, had Avengers in every single state. She was one of the states on the state's team. I don't know if she was around further, but that was my first exposure to her.
First appearance, Marvel Superheroes Volume 2, number 8, January 1992.
Okay, so way
she's-
before then.
She's like a
Great Lakes Avengers.
Great Lakes event. That's what it was.
European woman. She is hairy.
I think that's just a suit.
Winter Special.
Yeah.
She's hanging out with Howard the Duck and Gwenpool these days.
Can't wait for that Gwenpool toy to come out.
Gwenpool or
Spider-Gwen. Oh, I got them mixed up.
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
Bernie. I have his first
Howard the
appearance.
Yeah, that's
Nice.
he does.
Well,
I
if
was
you
at
get-
Half Price Books, and I saw, what is it, Man Thing,
I don't know the number.
what issue it is. But it's like the first appearance of Howard the Duck, and I was like, it's $10. And then, if you haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy, at the end of the movie, there's a homage of what's going to happen in the next one.
Probably
Can
nothing.
I say who was in it? Or I don't want to spoil it.
Spoil what? Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
It came out like a
Yeah,
year
enough
ago.
times.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's their
Well,
fault.
Howard the Duck's in the
If
end
they
of the
haven't
credits.
seen it by now.
Will they
Yeah.
do anything? Who knows? But it's still a good investment. On your point, I think it instantly went up.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you want first appearance of Gwenpool, head on over to our friends at Comics to Games in Florence, Kentucky, or their online appearance, comicstogames.com.
Yeah.
As in the number 2, not spelled out. And it was Howard the Duck number 2, actually. And that came out this past Wednesday, I believe. Or maybe it's a couple Wednesdays ago. Yeah, it was the same week as Uncanny 600.
Yeah, I was
Which
just
we'll touch
there.
on at some point.
I was just at that store a couple hours ago.
Yeah, they're good people.
Yeah. They have any cool deals coming up for Black Friday? Usually they have like buy two get one free toys.
They're doing a pop thing, 3 pops for $30. Is that still going?
I think it's for 27
$27.
or
Okay.
25, something like that.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure they'll do some kind of deal.
They have to have so many pops now. They're
I do have.
ridiculous.
They do, yeah. I have some insider knowledge, but I don't know if I've been okay to say it, so I'll have to tell you guys off mic.
Okay.
But yeah, head on over Black Friday. I'm sure they're gonna have some pretty cool deals if you're in town. But yeah, I don't know. Jessica Jones would be cool. We have to tune in a couple weeks from now to find out what we actually thought.
Planning on watching a whole day, man.
Did you watch the intro yet?
No, I did not.
They released it today. The intro music, like at first, I'm like, it's kind of terrible. At least I'm only gonna have to watch this once. Man, that music's so good. About 10 seconds in, 15 seconds in, I wish they didn't use it so I could use it for a podcast. Or I wish we just did a Jessica Jones podcast.
Never know.
Maybe by the time Luke Cage comes out, we'll have time to.
But yeah, I'm gonna watch it. Stoked for it.
Cool.
Man, what a great life we live. I think ABC was going to do the show, but screw that. Netflix is doing it. We don't have to wait. We get it all at once.
That is
Yeah.
really nice. It's kind of being spoiled. You get like all these episodes and you're like, I want more. Then you have to wait a whole year.
Yeah.
That's the rough part.
Or it can be Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where we watch an episode. We gotta talk about it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
Fitzsimmons
Oh, it happened. They finally kissed.
got hot and bothered.
It did.
Um,
I was holding my dog. Like my dog was right by him. Like I grabbed him. Like, what's going on, dog?
I know, that was cool. Go Fitz. Or is it Simmons?
I get him mixed up.
I don't know. Go male.
Go male dork.
Go
Kiss
male
female
lead.
dork.
Yeah.
Dorks are cool. I'm not putting them down.
No, Fitzsimmons are a fantastic character.
Bernie, have you watched S.H.I.E.L.D. at all?
No.
Well, you can watch season 1 and 2 on Netflix.
Yeah.
Or you could buy it on Amazon
could.
using the franklydunn.com/Amazon link. And we'll get part of Amazon's money.
Yeah. I own the first
It's
season.
actually pretty expensive, so I don't recommend
Yeah.
that. Season 2 at least.
I do have Netflix, and I do like superheroes, so it's been on there along with a few other shows. Jessica Jones is going to be up there.
Daredevil.
I've
already seen-
Arrow,
I've seen
Flash.
Daredevil, I've
Seen
watched
first-
1.5 times.
I've seen Arrow twice the first season.
Twice. Why twice?
I liked it that much. And then is the second season on Netflix?
Second and
3.
third.
Yeah,
Man, where have you been?
they're on their 4th.
I have a job.
Yeah.
We have jobs too, man. What's the excuse?
And I like sleeping.
There you go. You missed out.
Give me that.
I need time.
I need 12 hours of sleep, guys.
Yeah, I'm so distracted by Fitzsimmons. I really, other than there's some weird like May and Inhuman guy stuff.
You get the big reveal that Hydra's been around for a much longer time than we
That's
thought.
true.
We
That was
thought
pretty cool.
World War II? No, it's been around.
Is that comic knowledge? to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, no. I always thought it was a World War II type thing. I mean, Powers Booth, that's the name of the actor. That's the Hydra guy.
Yeah.
Don't know. Don't ask me why I know that.
I kind of, there was one, like, incarnation when they were building up to the octopus. I was like, that's a pretty cool symbol. Let's bring that back.
Trying to think. Maybe Hydra's been around. I don't know. I couldn't give you a definitive answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the reveal that they've been trying to deal with that obelisk thing.
Yeah, and there's another one, so there's a chance to get back to that planet. And apparently there's some, like, super Hydra guy on there.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
really need to watch the show to understand what you guys are talking about.
Yeah,
I know
you
the
do.
names of what Hydra and all that stuff is.
I
but,
warned you, man. We go into these
it's a good
shows
show.
and we don't pull punches.
So that's not a good show. I don't know why I said that. It's an entertaining show.
Or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Agent Shield keeps. I mean, it's an appetizer.
When there isn't a movie,
Yeah.
it's a good show. But then, like,
Is it renewed for season 3?
It's on season 3.
Season 4 then?
I don't know
not
for sure.
yet.
'Cause I don't feel like they have the best viewers. I mean,
I think they do. I think they get a lot of viewers.
Good.
Actually.
Yeah,
I like
it's,
superhero shows.
it's increased this year with Inhumans. But
It's just you really can see.
the 3 before a movie, it just drags.
Yeah.
And then the 3 after, it kind of drags too.
'Cause a movie is only an hour, 2 hours, sometimes 3. You don't have to tell that big of a story in that span of time. I mean, you can, but you don't have to. A lot of stuff can happen in 3 hours. When you have a show that's like 22 episodes long, 22 hours or so, a lot of kind of, well, what's our story? Okay,
Yeah.
you get maybe half the budget a movie does, but you got to do 22 episodes.
Yeah, and you have one thing that lasts the whole season, and then you kind of split up into some micro arcs.
Why Netflix shows like are working because they have the whole season written. A lot of times with sitcoms, not sitcoms.
Don't get me into that.
What?
Scott Gimple.
Oh, yeah. They don't have the whole season written out. In fact, I mean, we know for a fact Arrow isn't finished being written.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these shows they're kind of making things up as they go, but way more professionally. I mean, people have college degrees and stuff, but
Yeah.
movies are not like that. So that they're in the same universe, but when you compare them, it's not exactly fair.
Speaking of same universe, Flash and Arrow, new episodes this week.
Yeah.
Let's see. Flash was
The Grodd
Grodd.
episode,
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Man, I don't know if I was the only one, but I started to feel for Grodd. I'm like, man, he just wants some friends.
I know.
Have you watched Flash?
No.
Get out of here. Flash is the greatest.
Flash is one of my favorite superheroes, and I
It's
haven't
a
seen
good
his show.
I fought it for a while, and I love it.
Season 1 is so good.
Is it better than season 1 of Arrow?
Yeah. I was crying in certain parts of Flash. I'm not afraid to admit it. It's really emotionally well done.
Yeah.
And those are actually doing really good viewing.
Oh yeah.
I know that.
It's doing so good. If I'm DC, I'm like, why did we cast another guy?
I
Oh,
know.
yeah, they cast another Arrow
Don't get
too.
me on that, too.
No, they didn't.
Isn't that going to be the same Arrow in the movie?
They're not probably going to have
It's
an
not
Arrow
going
at
to be the
all.
same person.
They're not.
but
They're
if they
doing
do
a
it.
different Flash.
In the
Ezra
TV
Miller.
show?
Yeah, they're
Yeah, than the TV show.
they're not going to do the same Constantine either.
Are they going to see the same Arrow in the Justice League movie as the same guy in the TV show?
They're different universes. So Grant Gustin plays Flash in the show, but in the DC universe, it's going to be Ezra Miller from Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Yeah. What about Green Arrow?
Green Arrow, I don't think he's going to be in the DC movies, but if they're going to put a Green Arrow, they'll use a
It's gonna
different
be a
actor.
different person.
See,
Yeah.
I hate that.
I know. That's where
Stupid.
Marvel's kicking butt. Like, but wait, I don't know if you're going to talk about Justice League Dark, but yeah, they're going to cast a different Constantine. The rumor is Ewan McGregor
Yeah.
or Colin Firth.
Yeah, and whoever doesn't get Constantine, they're gonna cast the other one as Jason Blood.
Yeah. We're kind of skipping ahead, but that's two where, okay, that kind of makes sense. Those are bigger actors, but Grant Gustin's doing so good on Flash, and Flash is so solid
Yeah,
that why
it's-
would you want to not use him?
Yeah.
They already signed the other guy too, so they have to use him, don't they?
They have
Pay
to
him
pay him.
out.
They have
Pay
to
him
pay
out.
the man his money.
Just like my man
Be the
Michael
man.
B. Jordan.
Yeah, he has to get paid, whether or not they use him.
Whether they make Fantastic Four 2 or not, he gets paid.
Wow. He's doing Creed.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
He's
He's
doing a
doing
lot
that
of
Call of
stuff.
Duty commercial. It's like,
He's
you mean
so
to tell me
awesome.
you've never heard about Kevin? I love those commercials. I hate that game.
He's like my new favorite celebrity that
I
was
can't
in
wait for
Fantastic
Creed.
Four 2.
That movie's gonna be so good.
Oh yeah, we're gonna see Creed
Yeah.
Comes out this week.
Yeah. We're gonna live watch
And then
it.
next week.
We're gonna bring our podcast set it up.
Yeah, we're gonna Skype it.
Yeah,
What?
I bet the people in the movie theater would be so happy.
Oh yeah.
Um,
The Flash, we got the two cool reveals: Hawkgirl in costume.
mhm. Man, had a moment. I thought of you. The say anything moment. You didn't catch the say anything moment
No. What show? Flash?
on Flash when Cisco, who bails on the first date, comes back. He comes in with the basket, and they're playing "In Your Eyes." You missed that?
In your eyes.
I was doing something. I
In
guess
your
I didn't. I
eyes.
didn't
That's
see
all?
him. I didn't see him have it over his head.
Yeah, and they're playing. No, the oh gosh, what's his name?
Peter Gabriel.
Peter Gabriel.
Your eyes.
Yeah, that version of it.
There's two In Your Eyes songs, I wasn't sure. One from Heroes, you know? Talking about?
No,
Heroes is terrible. We don't talk about Heroes
the
on
newest
this.
season of
But
Paradise.
In Your Eyes, Peter Gabriel.
I've even written a song called "In Your Eyes."
I missed that. I'll have to rewatch it.
Jimmy Fallon does the In Your Eyes in one of his sketches.
Oh.
I remember hearing it too.
But yeah,
No.
we're going all over the place on the episode. Good episode.
Gorilla City at the end.
Yeah, that was
Hopefully,
cool.
I mean, they'll be dumb not to play that back, but it's
I-
pretty expensive.
I was
to
talking
have
to someone
Gorilla
about
God.
it. They asked if they think Grodd will be in the next episode. I'm like, oh, definitely not the next episode. I'm not even sure if he'll be in again this season. It's expensive to render Grodd.
Yeah.
They don't have the money.
I mean, if we see him again, it'll be after
Yeah,
tomorrow. For
it's kind
sure.
of left that he can be in this season. It wouldn't be weird, or he could not be, and it's not weird. They left it pretty good, but yeah, you did
If
see.
he's in it, he's not going to be interacting with our people, I don't think.
I don't know if they do a whole gorilla episode.
I mean,
That'd be
I don't
so
think
much
we're-
money.
I think, and I've talked about this in reference to The Walking Dead, too. Like, it'd be cool if they did, like, the last 30 seconds. Like, pieces of Grodd, like,
Oh yeah, I see what
building
you're saying.
up so then come season 3 we're ready for him and we don't have to spend an episode of how'd Grodd get this way. How'd Grodd get that's a
I'd
good
go Rocket this
that's
way.
a spin-off.
Pretty
right
good
there.
episode. Had some almost. I mean, it's pretty touching, but it almost got me choked up. The moments with his dad, like,
Yeah.
didn't quite get me there, choking up fully, but it's still good.
Me there.
But yeah, man, rewatch that episode just for that last scene with
Yeah.
Cisco.
I will.
Cisco's redemption date. Great idea. I wish I had a little did you see the portable projector thing?
Yeah. Oh, I want one of those. They're
That's so-
awesome.
Now I really
They're
want to
pretty
watch this
cheap.
show.
I'm telling you, season 1 is so good.
Flash isn't on Netflix, is it?
Season 1 is.
Season 1 is, yeah. You can watch the
Damn.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm telling you, it's got time travel. It's got
No.
got
It's like
some
everything
great-
I like.
It's got the feels. It's got a character you grow to really care
And
about.
Flash, like my favorite DC character
Yeah.
too.
That's why I kept telling you it's good. I think the beginning of the season for me wasn't that good, but it really started. And I don't know the exact moment when it turned. Like, I love this show. This show is my show. The first episode's really good, and I felt like it was a little too monster of the week for me. But then once you got to the reverse Flash is the main villain for that whole.
Wow.
Yeah, they went straight there. Did you watch the Flashpoint Paradox? Right, I made you watch
Yeah,
that.
we watched that.
There's kind of touching moments of that where they.
It goes back to his like childhood and stuff like that.
I'm not even gonna say, but yeah, you got to watch it.
Yeah.
Season 1's on Netflix, and then you've got 3 through 7 on CW. So you just have to find 1 and 2 somewhere.
Why did it?
201 and 202.
Does Hulu not have it?
Hulu.
Hulu has it, but they probably have
They only do like two,
the
3
same as
episodes.
the
a time.
CW.
Yeah,
yeah.
they've got a floating. They only keep so many episodes, so
That's what they do with like I watch New Girl and that's always on there. You have to watch it within like 2 weeks span of the episode or else.
yeah,
Gone.
It's gone.
Yeah,
Oh.
Doctor Who started doing that on demand. Like,
Oh.
they'll have the episode up, and it's up for like a week, and then it goes away for like 2 weeks, and then it comes back.
Dang, I was gonna buy the whole season of Doctor Who this week, but now I gotta buy an Xbox. We'll talk about it later.
You don't have to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, you don't have to. You already have one.
Shut
Get
up,
it?
guys.
I'll break down. I had to
Xbox
buy.
One.
I had to buy. What are we on? 9? Season 9? Doctor Who.
I think so.
Dang, yeah. I had to buy 9/8 because like I can't bring myself to stream.
It's like $30
Or not
for the whole
stream, but
season,
steal.
the whole half season.
Yeah, it was like $2 for the one episode, so
But yeah,
standard.
because this podcast I listen to, they're gonna do a whole season wrap up. I'm like, no, I need to watch this then.
It's crazy. Arrow,
Arrow.
good.
Um,
Damien Mark.
Yeah,
Damien Mark.
I literally just watched this. I got 15 minutes in, fell asleep, but I paused
Ooh.
it to fall asleep.
Good job.
Then I finished it.
Yeah. They found their weapon against Damien.
They did.
And Speedy.
And Speedy.
It's pretty cool.
Kind of weird. I don't know how I feel about Diggle wearing a mask. And two, he's wearing a mask. Okay, I get that. Why does he always have a pistol? Why doesn't he have an assault weapon? Like, a pistol seems very underpowered for what he does.
Diggle always wears a mask, but he takes it off in every confrontation he has.
He does.
So it's like, and it's kind of dumb.
Then why wear a mask?
I mean, a little bit of safety probably, but then Stephen Amell suggested to him.
He wears a
Oliver
mask because
McQueen.
he has a
Family.
wife and kid now, and he doesn't want them to be jeopardized. But he always carries around a pistol, and I'm not a gun expert, but a 9mm weapon is not that powerful. I mean, it'll still kill a man.
Well, they're doing that whole don't kill thing,
Oh, that's true.
so that might be intentional. But his mask does do that weird thing where, like, sometimes it has glass, sometimes it doesn't, which it's designed to go on and off. But I'm like, that seemed unnecessary.
Yeah. So you've only seen season 1. Diggle's a full-fledged, like, he's got a mask and costume now.
He's cool.
I mean, his costume isn't overstated. It's just a leather jacket. But
Still
still,
a mask.
I'm not a fan of the mask,
Yeah.
to be honest. But you have Oliver Queen running for mayor, unopposed, so...
Damien Dark threatening him.
Mm-hmm.
You have Speedy's new boyfriend that looks an awful lot like her old.
I mean, come on,
Boyfriend.
guys. That dude's working for Damien Dark. They haven't
You
said
think?
it. Yeah. No way can anybody have a happy relationship.
That's true. I don't know. I didn't notice it until this past episode. When I was watching, I was like, he looks a lot like the old dude.
What one?
A Red Arrow.
Oh,
I don't remember what his name is. I mean, yeah, once I looked up a picture, I'm like, all right, it's enough to where it was probably an intentional casting to cast the same type of guy. Kind of like this season of American Horror Story.
I've watched 2 episodes of it so far. How many
American
episodes?
Horror Story?
Yeah. It's
Oh.
really bloody.
Hey, guys, we're not talking about that show.
It's brutal.
It's a gory show. This
It's brutal this season, yeah.
Lady Gaga's in it.
Lady
Just looks like a
Gaga.
horse.
Listen, nobody watches that show. Let's move on.
All right. Supergirl.
Yeah,
I
Interesting
heard
stuff.
that's really good.
Supergirl?
It's a pretty decent show. I mean, I don't know Superman lore, so a lot of it gets lost on me.
I unfortunately have dropped off, and I've stated before, it's not on Hulu. I don't have a viable
It's on
means.
CBS?
Yeah, but I don't like the CBS app because, you see, the commercials are 80 years long, and there's no way to skip them.
Yeah.
I'm so spoiled. I hate commercials.
Yeah.
If I don't have a way, they're either gone or I can fast forward. I'm like, nope.
They had to switch out episodes because it's the one that was supposed to air dealt with bombings. And good move on their part because of the whole Paris attacks, which...
Yeah, we didn't really talk about any of that
Good
stuff.
luck, Paris.
Yeah, our hearts and thoughts and prayers are with the whole community.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of evil in this world. That's why we love superheroes, because in a way, it's just a story of protecting people and fighting evil. But the
Yeah.
truth is, there's real evil out there.
Yeah, a lot of my friends live in Paris. That's why you guys never see them. I have a lot of friends over there. Luckily, none of them were in the area, so
Yeah,
thankful for that. But
we're not going to get super political or religious, but
we care.
because we care, and then it points we're podcasters, but definitely our thoughts are with those people, and I'm not a fan of evil, so
Yeah. But yeah, so they swapped the episode out. So
Yeah.
they did the Thanksgiving episode. We'll get the one that was supposed to air the week of Thanksgiving on Monday. So it was a little weird.
I think another show did that too, but I can't remember.
There were a few shows that switched episodes out.
Yeah.
I originally thought about not watching this week's, and then so I could watch them in the intention that they were meant to be.
Yeah.
But I think they either they weren't connected at all anyways, or they edited some stuff out and then fit it in elsewhere. And I'm getting a new box, so
Get a new box.
Need to get through some DVR. Yeah, I watch so much TV for you guys. I need to get that 6-1 instead of the 2-1.
How much storage do you have on it?
I have no idea. 30 hours on this one, I think, and then the 6-hour one's like 80 hours or something like that.
Dang.
Yeah, which I like to keep stuff for a while. Like I had a whole season of Destination Truth starring my man Josh Gates.
No one's ever heard of that show, man.
So many people have heard of that show.
I've heard of it.
Dang it. It's like
It was
saying,
canceled though, so
of course, because no one heard of it.
it was about cryptozoology. He's got a new show called Expedition Unknown.
Yeah,
pretty
that's your
awesome.
friend, right?
Yeah, I mean now you're using the term friend. I wish he was my friend. I've met him I met him once. He's a really cool guy, but I've talked to him a few times. But yeah, so I had to watch it anyways. That's the point. But it was a decent episode. They introduced Livewire.
How was
So,
Livewire?
it's really cool.
What did she look like?
The girl from iZombie.
Really?
A little bit.
Do you watch iZombie?
I do.
Is it good?
It's a lot of fun. I
Is
really
it
enjoy it.
So I'm blindly going to iZombie. Never watched, never really seen anything about it. It's on CW.
Yes.
And is it a comedic show or is it kind of like a serious show?
It's comedic. Basically, it's very different from my understanding of the comic. Hopefully, I'll be getting the iZombie Omnibus for Christmas for all of my listeners that are going to be buying me comics. Please do so
No
through
one's buying you anything, man.
frankly.com/Amazon.
Yeah.
I think.
Buy on Amazon through the Frankly Network.
But
Look at that kid.
the basis for the show is she gets turned into a zombie, but in this world, if zombies eat brains, they can pass as normal people, other than they're pale and stuff, but some people tan.
Dude, I like pale people.
Yeah.
That's a weird thing
There
to
you go,
say.
tender people.
I
Look out for the pales.
I do like girls that are more pale than anything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just shows they're
Not
not like
zombies.
if they're too tan, then they're I don't know, I feel like they're too up full of themselves. a lot of
Careful
times.
there.
Wow. Every time Brady starts a sentence, like, who's he gonna offend?
I'm not offending anybody.
Oh
That
yeah,
one.
you offended all tan people ever. Just like, well, screw you.
Well,
I
if
don't
they're
like people named Bernie.
Yeah, I don't
Get
like.
abducted by aliens with their wife Betty.
But I mean, prove me wrong.
Come at me, bro.
Yeah.
Come at me.
But basically, she works in a morgue, and kind of becomes the main detective. Thinks she's a psychic, but she eats the brain. She gets their visions and their personalities, so it does get pretty comedic at times. But I'm super pumped for it's gonna be one of the mid-December episodes. She's gonna eat the brains of a vigilante,
Nice.
so she's gonna like don a costume and stuff. It's gonna be a lot of fun, I think.
I like it.
I thought you said like in December she's gonna eat the brain of Santa Claus and then
That
have
would
to
be
like
cool,
deliver
too.
all the Christmas presents for everybody.
That'd be cool if she ate like a mall Santa or something.
Yeah.
Kiss Saves Christmas.
Yeah. But no, it's a pretty entertaining show. I enjoy it. I was surprised. I pretty much watched it out of boredom because I didn't have anything else to do, or couldn't sleep, one of the two. But yeah, I enjoyed it. CW does some good stuff. You got to get over a little bit of the CW-ness.
There's some CW-ness to all the shows we watch.
I know. I kind of want to watch Supernatural. I watched it the first season because
People love that show, man.
I'm a Gilmore guy, and Dean's one of the main characters. So I was like, oh, cool. It was good. I fell off for some reason, but yeah, it's been on forever. I always get surprised with like new episode next week. I'm like, what?
I really need cable
Why?
so I can like download all these shows and like organize them. So I'm like, oh, I need to watch this one.
Yeah.
I just have Netflix, Hulu, and I do have like antenna TV, so I can watch like.
You have my Hulu. Wait a second.
Hey,
Ooh.
you can use my Netflix.
No, I'm not using Netflix.
Miss any other shows?
The big one.
Oh yeah, Into the Borderlands,
It's
Badlands.
in the Badlands.
Into the Borderlands.
How
Show
is
about
that?
a failed bookstore.
Into the
Into the Badlands.
in the Badlands. That's a show I was watching, but I was doing other things. But it looked great, man. That show looked amazing.
I need to rewatch it. I didn't see it. The guys in that very popular other Cincinnati-based podcast network made a joke about wires. So I'm wondering if maybe you could see some wires, but that seems below AMC.
Yeah.
And they also put out The Walking Dead.
There's
so-
definitely a lot of wire work in that. Basically, the show is in the future where there are no guns, and there are these barons, and they have...
It's almost as if there was a world where like all creativity was ruled out or something.
There's a lot of parallels to my story, Bernard.
Oh, no.
No, guns have been ruled out.
I was going to... See, that's the thing. Like, I thought about doing that. I was going to outlaw guns, but I'm like, that's good. We need
Good
guns.
choice.
Good. A show called Revolution kind of took that away from me. Like, oh. Wait, they had guns in Revolution, didn't they? I can't remember. I think they did. I don't care. But anyways,
they gave
this
you
show...
a chance to plug yourself and you didn't. That's what matters.
I do have a story and a band. Maybe we'll talk about it more later.
Last Troubadour.
Last Troubadour. I'm actually... We didn't really talk too much about what I was doing in personal life. I've actually been getting back to writing and finishing.
Heyo.
Yeah. Just more story development. in a weird place because I feel like I was either on the same kind of thought process a lot of people, but the story I was writing is very similar to a lot of stories out here. So I'm like, well, do I keep going then? I'm like, yeah, screw it, I'll keep going. I mean, if it's similar to other things,
If the money's there, take it.
I don't do this about the money. And if I was going to do this, if I was doing life about
the money.
yeah, if I was doing life about money, I'd make a lot of different choices. And I'd have a webcam, and I'd entertain some Japanese businessmen.
All right, so yeah, Into the Badlands. Gonna need to see some more of it, but setting up some pretty cool stuff. Definitely worth
I
a
was
chance.
mad that AMC makes you watch the first part of it just to watch the preview for Walking Dead next week.
It's true.
And so
Me
I
and
was
Bernie
like,
had a very similar problem with Walking Dead when we go
Oh,
full
yeah.
on.
so I was like,
We're on.
you know what, Into the Badlands, I want to watch you, but I am boycotting you just because you're making me wait to watch the preview for
I
next
watched
week's
it
Walking
enough
Dead.
that I kind of got the gist of the story.
Yeah, when it came on, I was taking care of our producer Louie and everything. I didn't really watch that night. I watched it the next day.
I really want to watch Preacher.
I think I watched it at least.
Yeah, Preacher.
Preacher's looks.
That comes out next year.
Preacher's a sore subject for me too.
It's a sore subject. Why?
Well, so they were floating the rumors around of it, and it's like, oh, cool.
oh, I think
I
you
was
did talk about
talking.
this.
Yeah, I might have talked about it on here, but I was talking to Mike over at Comics to Games in Florence, Kentucky, and he's like, oh well, yeah, it's just rumors. You don't know they're actually doing it. And then I was like, oh well, I might still try and find a loose Preacher one. He didn't have one though. I had a chance to get it for like $50 or $60, something like that, and now it's up to like $200-$300. You could probably get a bad copy for about $100, but
I still say if you have the money, buy it, because by season 3, should this show be successful?
I was talking to my wife.
Wait,
and,
you're married?
And I was like,
That's my catchphrase.
it'd be majority of. It'd be a lot of money for one thing, especially a comic that I don't know anything about Preacher other than what everyone else knows at this point.
Well, the first couple of them.
It would be a full investment comic for me, though. But I was like, yeah, you should just decide how much you want to spend and go over and ask Mike at Comics Games in Florence, Kentucky. Be like, hey, this is how much I want to spend. Can you help me find one? Because he's a really cool guy and does that stuff.
Does.
So I don't know if she will or not, but yeah. It's something that's been on my mind lately, especially now that the promos are coming up and I see the price rising.
Mm-hmm.
For
But
Preacher, right?
Preacher
Yeah,
number
Bernie was
one.
I've been
actually-
looking on it a lot.
You've been bugging me like, is this a good price?
Yeah,
It's
it's worth the investment.
what was the show that was supposed to be on there, but it canceled?
Chew.
Chew.
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
Which is, when you describe iZombie, it always sounds like Chew to me. I think he has the similar kind of power.
yeah. I think the show iZombie more resembles Chew than the comic iZombie.
I was thinking about it, I'm like, wait, what if it's another Chew incident?
Doesn't
Yeah.
seem like it.
That's
That's
kind of
like-
one of my things is how long do you hold on to it?
Season 3. I've got it mapped out for you guys. I've already done it.
What about Walking Dead? Does the price keep going up on that issue?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Walking Dead. Let's get into it.
Boom. So,
I'm caught up on this. Here we
Yeah.
go. I can talk about this.
huzzah. Me and Bernie, we watch every week. We watch it live, but we have Sling because we both cut the cable cord. Both of us had the same problem. The quality was terrible.
Really?
You couldn't read anything. Like they had, I guess the cooler
Yeah.
had something on it.
Didn't
I didn't know what it
in
was.
cooler.
That's what I figured it was, but I had to watch it more. I'm like, oh, that probably just said insulin or
And
medical
Yeah.
The
needle or
the audio
something.
was really quiet. I have a surround sound set, and I had it maxed out, and I couldn't hear what they were saying.
Yeah, it was weird. I live tweeted on our Twitter at the Frankly Done, and I was struggling this week, which I was in a weird, had some stuff going on in my personal life, so I probably wasn't in the best
What?
mood. I know, right?
You didn't tell us about
And
that.
this is my personal
Let's
life,
talk about it.
Are you okay,
not
man?
my Frankie life.
I tell you pretty much everything that's going on in my life.
So I probably wasn't in the best of moods anyways, but it was a rough episode for me. I don't know.
Me and my roommate, we were trying, what just happened? We were watching a screen of fuzziness.
Yeah.
I think that's Daryl.
My problem with it
It's
is
terrible.
the whole episode. I mean, I've got a little bit of comic knowledge. This is beyond where I've read. I will admit that. Kirkman's trying to get me to read the comic.
Mm-hmm.
It made me want to read my next book.
Bernie, Compendium Volume 3. Christmas
That's what
list.
Frankie wants for Christmas. They
He
have
keeps
it
asking me what I want for Christmas.
Thomas Games. They're not our official sponsor this week.
You can get it also
Just
on
good
Amazon.
people.
Use the affiliation.
Yeah,
thing.
franklydon.com/.
I'm writing these down now because you said them like 4 times.
And then, so they're setting up stuff that's going to pay off probably eventually.
Watching The Talking Dead and listening to other things, so that the survivors that were with Daryl kept alluding to another group that has rules, and they want you to believe they're the wolves, but they didn't have W's, so people were kind of saying they could be Negan's group.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've read that storyline
I read
a little bit.
up to where Negan shows up. That's
So you haven't had any introduction to the survivors?
no, not
Saviors? Not
Yeah.
Survivors.
so. Right when he shows up, I've said it before. I got a misprint in my graphic novel where it just repeats itself. So I'm like, screw this, and that's where I stopped reading. I just told Bernie I want the 3rd compendium, so I will read it. It's like,
I wrote it down.
yay, Christmas.
But, yeah, it's going to pay off eventually. But really, it started so strong with that car chase,
yeah,
you know?
that's where the money went.
And then the question for the rest of the episode is, those zombies weren't that far behind them, unless we're just supposed to assume they took a time cut from when they turned to
See, I didn't see the
Getting
beginning
shot.
because the sling wasn't working.
Yes.
So what was?
So-
Can you describe what happened in the beginning? I got
so
like
you get a shot of the herd being led by them, but you can't see either car or motorcycle.
Yeah.
And then they come over the hill. You can see that they're far enough ahead of them, you know. They hit the 20-mile mark, and then they turn to the road that's supposed to get them back to Alexandria. And then it cuts to almost instantly they're getting attacked by this group, just starts shooting at them, you know. That separates the two of them. But, so, unless we're just supposed to understand that it's a little bit later, you know. But it made it seem like it was almost instantaneous, where the gunfire would have drawn the zombies, which still helps Alexandria out. But
Yeah.
this whole time you're just like, what happened to the herd here?
See, I wasn't too harsh on this episode because I didn't blame any of the
Know what was
badness.
going on?
I didn't, any kind of weird things, I just blamed on Sling, not the show itself.
Yeah.
I mean, the cool moments were when Abraham found the rocket launcher thing and cigars. That
Yeah.
seemed
that's
cool.
pretty cool.
Abraham had a cool episode, made some moves on Sasha.
Which is weird.
Doesn't he with that one girl?
I know,
Who's
the
still
Rosalita.
alive?
That's a butt stink idiocy.
Rosalita, I'm like, why
Yeah.
would you leave that?
Is Rosalita still in the?
She's back at home waiting for him. Like,
Yeah, which in the comics, they kind of paint it more like they were just together out of convenience. You
Yeah.
know? This is big spoiler, potentially for the show. For the comics later on. I haven't read to that point, but
I think Rosalita in the show.
Rosita
Rosita?
ends up with, spoilers, Eugene.
Yeah. But she's more attractive
Wow.
in the show than in the book.
True. She's flirting with Spence. But yeah, it messes with your time a little bit 'cause you're like, really, this whole season, we've only seen like a day and a half,
Exactly.
maybe
And
2
then
days.
they're really, really dragging out this whole. Is Glenn? What is he? Was he alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's-
I understand why they're doing it. But man, it's been 3 episodes.
That's the whole episode, basically. Not a whole lot happens because they're all back together in the end. The big thing, who says help at the end?
I've listened to that several times.
Yeah.
When it first happened, I heard Glenn. I'm now more convinced that I just wanted to hear Glenn.
Mhm.
Norman Reedus said it's not Glenn, but as I've mentioned about Scott Gimple, that's what you should say.
Huh.
Like, if it ends up being Glenn, I'm not going to be mad at Norman
Yeah.
Reedus. I'm going to be mad at Scott Gimple still. Greg Nicotero just for points. But, yeah, though. I mean, what happened in this episode doesn't matter other than his crossbow got stolen, which he's probably got 12 more at Alexandria. And
Sure. I hope he gets that back. They're mean to him.
Aaron's bike got stolen.
Mhm.
And then we got that little wooden soldier just so it could come back later on. And then the whole Abraham is back to being normal.
So
And little
we got
Sasha.
a treading water episode.
Yeah.
Are we getting
Yeah.
a new episode this week, or is Thanksgiving screwing it up?
There's 2 more episodes.
Okay.
And then they're taking their break.
I know, but is it going to wait a week, or are they consecutive? Okay.
Cool.
It's going to be this Sunday, and then the next Sunday is probably when we find out when Glenn has.
Yeah, should be on the same schedule as Let's Talk About It from Frankly Done Network, released on Sundays.
Wait, what?
No,
Yeah.
that's not true.
Yeah,
I added them on Sundays. Coolest part about the episode for me, though, was so Daryl goes through all that shenanigans, gets back with the group. The weird group comes, and then he helps the people who just kidnapped him or whatever, and they trick that guy into getting bit by the zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, me and my wife are a big fan of the show Heart of Dixie, and CW show just got canceled.
Oh, man.
Of course it did, man.
It was canceled before I watched it, though. Haven't finished it yet. But that guy that gets bit by the zombie, we're watching it, and we're like, I think that's Meatball, which is a character in that show. And then he gets bit, and he yells out, Wade, I've been bit. And Wade's like one of the main guys of that show, too. So I was like, oh, that's definitely a Meatball. So I tweeted Matt Lowe, who plays that character and Meatball. I was like, hey, was that you on The Walking Dead tonight? And he was like,
Yeah. Thanks for noticing. You're the only one.
well, apparently he was on Bones this week, too. Man.
Wow, that guy is doing so
Guy's
many
all over
cameos,
the place.
one and dones.
Yeah, he said, so yeah, that's me on The Walking Dead last night. No spoilers, but I'm on the left, and it has a picture of him with the zombie.
Wow, did he send you a picture?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a pretty good tweet back if he sends you the whole... Yes, here's a picture of me in the episode.
Thanks for caring about me.
Fact. Hashtag one and done.
Hashtag.
Yeah, he's on Bones this week, too. Man, I like that guy. That's the guy we need to interview. Not the interview that's going to be coming up next week for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Which I will hold my tongue on that part.
How are we doing time-wise?
Oh, we're infinite, man.
We're infinite?
I keep looking at the time.
I didn't know if we wanted to break it.
We don't care about this too much. Oh, we're still ways. I can get to the break, though. Any other shows we missed? Walking Dead. I mean, this episode was what it was. This season, as a whole, as I've talked about, Scott Gimbel's writing this for Netflix, and that's very annoying to me. But it'll pay off.
Hopefully.
But yeah, I don't know. I've heard Glenn is the help at the end. I've heard Rick, which I can hear Rick a little bit, but I'm like, what could possibly be going on that Rick's saying help about? It's literally, we have already seen Rick in this timeline. Because they didn't do it a good job, but a day does pass in this timeline.
Because they went to sleep.
Yeah. And then some people said it is the guy that screwed Daryl over, which people said they referred to him as D. I didn't hear it. I've watched the episode twice. But it's alluding to Dwight, who is a character in Negan's group. Man, I can't wait till that episode so we know what his name is.
Negan or Negan? I watched this episode again on Sunday, because I always watch the episode before leading into it. Because that's a pro tip for Sling Burning, is you got to let that thing play for a little bit.
I did.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I let it. I kept it on and was watching it for like a half hour before.
Okay, then that's weird. Because I tried right at 9 o'clock to open the app. I'm like, what? No! That's when I text you, like, what happened the first 6 minutes?
Oh.
That was a big episode,
I called Frank and I'm like, what's going on? During the commercial, like, what is going on? And I missed the first word for the contest.
Yeah,
but I eventually found it. I enter it every week. That'd be awesome if I won. AMC.
I did hear the Nerdist listens to our podcast, so.
No, they don't.
Chris Hardwick.
Oh.
Well,
I can't reveal my source, though.
Chris Hardwick is your source?
I didn't say that. Yeah. We'll see 2 more episodes. We're going to get these Glenn resolved. Guaranteed, so we'll find out. All right, I'll do it quick. Life-size Batman is coming to stores. It's made out of foam. 6 foot 2 inches. Doesn't move or anything.
I want
it. Is it like hard foam or is it like cuddly foam?
I think it was cuddly foam.
Would it be weird if I put that in my bed?
I believe it's the Arkham Knight Batman.
Be like, oh, hey, Batman.
Yeah, the article I was reading about was like perfect for deterring home theft. I was like, yeah, until they realize it doesn't move. Like, yeah, it'd scare you when you first open the door and see a person in a Batman costume.
It's perfect for
but
girls missing their boyfriends.
You're just going to shoot it. That was funny. The picture was like a girl like hugging it. And it's like, that is probably going to happen in reality.
I would put that in my bed, but then I'm afraid I'd cuddle with it and I just get used to it. Then I'm just trying to find a 6'2" girl, just like,
Yeah.
I need a 6'2" girl.
What's hard to find, the Batman life size or a 6'2" girl?
They haven't
Saw a girl
released the
at
price
6'1"
on
on
it
Tinder.
yet. I think it said it's expected for February or March. So if it's not too expensive, maybe we should get it for if we ever set up a booth.
That would be cool.
That would
Photos
be
with
legit.
Batman. If you would take your picture with Batman at a Comic-Con for a reasonable price, let us know at franklydunnetwork@gmail.com.
Word.
Got some news about that one group we met at the Comic-Con too.
Nice.
I'll write it down so I don't forget.
Okay.
But Agent Carter promo came out.
I did not watch that, but I'm just
Oh.
excited in general.
Yeah.
I found out something about Agent Carter. Agent Carter is actually done by Marvel Studios, where the show is not.
Really?
Agent Shield. That's why it seems like a bigger production. It's a bigger deal. So Kevin Feige and all those guys like Agent Carter better than Agents of Shield.
Makes sense. There's a Agent Carter Pop Hot Topic exclusive
I want
came out this week. It's already sold out online.
Dang it! I need the regular Daredevil one too.
I need that Agent Venom one. Not
Yeah.
Agent Venom and the
I don't think they have Agent Venom pop.
not
They have
that one.
Anti-Venom.
Anti-Venom.
Yeah.
I should have bought that when I had the chance.
Yes. New pops announced today. Daredevil show pops.
Yeah, all of them look
So
cool.
you got Daredevil in his suit. The original suit Daredevil.
Yeah, Foggy.
No,
No
not
Foggy. Yeah, a little
He's
disappointed
in
by
Hunger
that.
Games.
Yeah, that was so random. We watched
Yeah, I
the
was
first
watching-
Hunger Games this week,
Yeah.
Oh,
and then he watched the second one.
yeah, I've
Um,
seen the whole series now.
My wife watched all of them except for the new one last weekend.
I'm just showing him all the pops.
Whoa.
Matt Murdock and then
Kingpin.
Fist.
Kingpin. Yeah, Fisk.
Oh, I like having the Daredevil Masked Vigilante costume, and then they have the Daredevil actual costume.
Yeah.
I feel like the actual costume's gonna get changed in season 2, so I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not too thrilled about that. I like the Matt Murdock one.
Yeah,
It's
that
pretty
was
cool looking. Then
They only have-
the black suit one's
They
cool
only have
too.
4 of them.
Just for the
For
show.
now, yeah.
Yeah, they'll probably do more.
And then the other one announced today was Felicity Smoke from Arrow.
Ah,
Finally
cool.
getting one.
She's cool.
She's cool. She's a girl.
That girl.
I liked her character. She was like a nerdy girl.
You'll like her more the more you watch.
Yeah, I bet.
Some other ones.
That's a
Shrek.
great show.
Shrek's getting some.
You got
What about
Shrek?
Donkey?
Shrek, Donkey,
Can I
and
see Donkey?
Puss in Boots.
Donkey. Puss in
Oh,
Boots.
Donkey looks really cool.
And then
Donkey.
Kung Fu Panda's getting a couple.
I want Kung Fu Panda.
The Swamp Thing's been out not out, but announced a while ago. And then, as you mentioned on Let's Talk About It, GameStop is doing the Funko Mystery Box, releasing on Black Friday.
I want that Batgirl.
That Batgirl was cool. I know with
Yeah.
my luck I'm going to get that guy on the top that I have absolutely no idea what
Which-
he's from.
Oh, that's from.
Fallout?
Yeah, it's Fallout,
Is
the
it?
Brotherhood of Steel.
Yeah, the Batman.
If
and
I got that,
Batgirl
I
are
would give
so
that
cool.
to my roommate. The one that I don't care about is the
Mr.
Borderland.
Clap?
Yeah,
Borderland guy's cool. What's
Oh.
the bottom right hand guy?
It's Black and White Superman.
I don't really want the black. I wouldn't
It's
mind a regular
some kind of
Superman.
weird Superman, yeah. But yeah, it's Batgirl in a black and yellow costume instead of the blue and yellow. I would like that one just because that would be an excuse to buy the Batgirl one. I want it, but for some reason I can't buy it for myself. Yeah, if I got Clap or the Fallout guy, I'd probably give it to my good friend Nathan.
Oh, hi,
Who,
Nathan.
you know what Nathan does? He actually goes to franklydunn.com/Amazon and shops.
Boom.
So boom.
Gets a shout out.
He actually bought a Mr. Clap using that.
Nice.
So I'd give him another one. Yeah. And then the Absolute Vodka Marvel. I thought it was fake. You're telling me it's real. Just the art that they showed was fake?
Yeah, from what I understand is,
Concept, I guess.
yeah, that's just mock-up concept art. I think it is real that there's going to commission a Marvel type thing. I mean, it could be wrong. I just, on my way here, literally, I was listening to a podcast where they talked about it. I've never been one just to, some people like to keep their bottles of liqueur and liquor and empty ones. I'm like, I'm not that guy, but I would be that guy if it was Marvel.
Yeah, I mean, you can do some cool stuff. You could, like, fill them with water afterwards or just never drink them.
I was afraid I'm gonna like bump in that cabinet and they all break. I'm like, oh, that's
Yeah.
a mess that I collected.
Put lights through them. That would look cool.
That would look cool. No, I would get a few of those.
I'd get if Magneto is one, it was in the concept art. I would prefer a more modern Magneto, but
Do you have
I
any
get that.
pictures?
What we found out is the pictures aren't real, though. That
Yeah, it's
most
some
likely the
concept art.
Absolute Vodka is going to do a Marvel kind of art, but it's not going to be what we're seeing.
Yeah,
I don't drink beer, but I have like the Reds, and they have the Budweiser Reds All-Star Game
yeah.
cans, and I have those at my desk.
I had one of those
See.
still full for a while. And I was like, I probably shouldn't keep this around.
Any kind of can, you're supposed to drill a hole at the bottom and let it seep out. All collectors,
Oh.
that's fine. You could sell that to a collector, and they're like, okay.
You know what I need to find out? And I think I've talked about this before on here too. Somewhere in that room, which you guys can't see, it's like a little storage room. There's a big box with essentially every piece of Star Wars Episode 1 memorabilia, toy-wise,
Okay.
Oh my!
plus every can.
That's
and
the problem.
they probably still have the liquid in them.
Because, I think it's 10 years, man. It's been 10 years that the syrup starts to seep out.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
That
you're gonna have
collection's destroyed.
You're going to have a mess on your hands. You really do
Oh no!
want to drill at the bottom, because that's all collectors. That way
Yeah.
that it's not broken to the top. You drill the whole bottom, let it pour out. My former bass player, his dad actually collect cans, and anytime you wanted the soda, you had to drink it upside down, because he'd drill a hole, and then he's like, don't throw that away, give that to me when you're done. I'm like, okay, here you go.
That's cool.
So I know people that collect cans.
The first one or the more recent one?
First one ever.
I'm trying to see like
that
how
was
do I
weird.
collect the All-Star Game can I have? How do I drain it? What one like you drill a hole in the bottom?
Yeah.
Not all the liquid can come out. Does
Why
it
not?
evaporate? You can literally cut the whole bottom out.
No, you put a hole in it, and then let it seep out. Then you run water in it.
Oh, I
Mm.
got you.
You wash it out with the water.
Cool.
So that's a collection tip for you can collectors. But I feel like if you collect cans, you'd already know
But
this.
is that just with like any liquid, or because like was beer different than?
Yeah, beer's
Soda?
different than soda because it's gonna come out.
If you're
differently.
washing it out.
Yeah, but if you're washing it out, just
I remember when the Hulk came out and they had the Mountain Dew Hulk cans
Yeah.
back in like 2002.
the Ang Lee Hulk.
Yeah, I had that, and those cans are worth money. I had a whole 12-pack of that.
Yeah, should have drilled a hole at the bottom of it. I'm telling you, drilling a hole. at
No,
the bottom.
you drank it.
Oh.
That's what I was hitting at. Like, I wonder what happened to it.
Man.
I literally had it in my closet for like 6 months. I'm like, what'd you do to my cans? Like, oh, I was thirsty. And you remember that now, Frankie?
No, but it sounds like something I do.
I need to find those cans. Now I'm nervous.
Yeah, man,
Well,
you
it's
gotta
probably
get in there.
ruined if it's not.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
since it's not been.
There was
installed.
a mouse that got loose in here a couple years ago and like went through a bunch of stuff, so it might have destroyed stuff in there already.
Oh, no.
How would you have to move bookshelves to get into that room you're talking about?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're back there. If they're not there, I have absolutely no idea where they are. But did you get anything cool this week?
This week? No, I just got my comics a couple hours before here. I saw the Bond movie. I enjoyed it. It was all. I mean, I enjoyed it, but it wasn't the best Bond movie of the Daniel Craig's. But weirdly enough, it was the most like every classic Bond movie. Had a lot of classic Bond tropes. But I enjoyed it. If you're a Bond fan, you'll like it. It's set up there. It could be his last one, or maybe he'll come back. But as far as material things,
What
no,
comics did you get?
man, I got 2 weeks worth of comics actually.
Oh,
so
no.
I didn't even get a chance to read
That's
them.
like homework.
And you're getting a subscription box tomorrow.
Tomorrow I'll be getting the regular Nerd Block. So I don't.
Yeah. Found out the sci-fi block mystery from last week. Just gonna start this off with not cool nerd block, even though
Not
probably
cool,
shouldn't
brah.
say that because teasers, but we're trying to work something with them. But so I got it for the November block, but supposedly they sold out before I did, but they still let me purchase it. And then, so they pushed me back to December, long story short. So I'll get it in December.
I think that's kind
Couple
of
weeks
lame
from
on
now.
their part. For one, they didn't tell you. I mean, luckily you weren't a big fan of anything that was in there.
Yeah, the only thing I
But
really
they don't
wanted
know that. You could have been.
was,
You could have been like, I really wanted that stuff. How dare you?
yeah,
I just saw this funny picture I showed.
That is crazy.
that's, oh man.
This.
That's absurd.
Maybe I'll describe it.
Yeah,
even
you
though
need to tell people that.
So it's a picture. I'll read the caption. My brother didn't want anyone in the theater at Star Wars premiere, so he spent $2,180 to buy all of the tickets. And just a picture of him holding a fat stack of Star Wars The Force Awakens at 6:10. 12:18. Wait a second. So he's not even getting to see it. Because it'll come out the 17th technically at 7. And
They wouldn't let you probably do that unless it's like a daytime showing. I would think that the prime one.
If you're going to spend the money.
hey, cool on him. If I was rich, I totally would do that. That's why we didn't want to see it Thursday, because we didn't want to deal with all the people.
Yeah.
So we're seeing it Friday around the same time that guy.
That's why I'm glad I saw Hunger Games Wednesday or yesterday.
Yeah, you saw the Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I didn't really like part 1. Part 2 is good. Don't want to spoil it for anybody. The end scene, there's something that I can't explain. Just pay attention to details in the end scene, and it like makes you laugh. I can't. I don't want to like.
I know how the
spoil
book
everything.
ends. Is it
No, it's just like how her character looks.
Yeah.
You're like,
pregnant?
What the heck is going on in this scene? I'm like, I don't want to spoil it. I'll tell you guys off camera.
Off camera? We're not
off
camera.
Off recording.
Well, you've been
What's
recording
going
on
on?
the camera?
It's awkward.
But
Doing some weird
if you're
stuff.
going to watch Hunger Games, watch that final scene and see.
People are going to watch that movie.
And it's going to be a huge thing on the internet. I know it will.
All right.
I don't know if I'll
I'm
actually
gonna
see
hop
that
on the
movie
internet.
this weekend.
I don't know when I'll see it either.
It's good. I mean,
I'll see it.
I don't know.
Considering
I really liked 1 and Hunger Games and Catching Fire a lot more than the last one. Last 2, I should say.
I just now saw part 1 of Mockingjay this week with Bernie.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to see it. I hate when they split up movies or books into 2 parts when they really shouldn't. So I told myself a year ago, I'm like, I'm not going to watch part 1 until part 2 is about to come out. So I did.
Yeah, I was able to see a double header, so I saw 1 and 2. So I saw 1 twice in 3-day span, and then I saw.
You saw a lot of Katniss Everdeen.
Got her.
When you actually watch part 1 the second time, it's a lot better.
Yeah.
Which if you got.
Seen it a few times. Not bad. Yeah, Extraordinary X-Men 2. Picked that up. It was a decent issue. You find out that the X-Haven, as they're calling it, is actually in limbo. And something happens to a character that controls limbo near the end. So all hell breaks loose, quite literally.
Wop, wop, wop.
And then Star-Lord #1. It was alright.
That's put in my file. I told him to take that out. I don't know why I was there.
it's,
So Star-Lord got his own comic series?
Oh, basically everyone gets their own.
Yeah,
Except
but
Gamora.
unless they're going to skip ahead, he's like 18. And I'm not cool with an 18-year-old Star-Lord. I'm not
Is
down. I don't need his origin.
He's only 18 in the first issue?
And this one, yeah. I mean, in
'Cause-
like Guardians of the Galaxy, he's like 27.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chris Pratt does
26,
not look
something like that.
18.
Yeah, going
No,
on
he's not
30.
18. He's not 18.
Yeah, this is like, seems like it's going to be an origin story. I know the next issue is going to be also, but I don't know how long I'll give it till.
I love Guardians of the Galaxy movie. That was really good.
You are not alone.
Got
loved it.
got my final issue of Martian Manhunter. Sorry, DC. You're not living up to the expectations. So-
If you don't listen, he does not like DC at all.
It's the black liquor. I like Batgirl.
DC has its hit
I
or
like
miss.
DC TV.
I like Justice League, but maybe because I grew up with it.
No, it's the font they use in the comics. I realized that from reading Martian Manhunter and when I
think I've
read
ever
the
noticed
Gods and
the font.
Monsters. Batgirl, it doesn't bother me for some reason, but I'm like 53 issues in, so at this point,
See,
might as well
I
do
like
it.
I like Batman in the movies and everything, so that keeps me with DC. And then Justice League, watching the cartoon, like Young Justice League and all that growing up.
I'll say, I think I've said it many times. I like certain characters in DC a lot. Like, I like Batman, and people affiliated with Batman. But as a whole, I don't like their world compared to Marvel. Marvel, definitely love characters in it, plus I love the world.
Yeah, I'm pro Marvel too, but
Yeah, and then final note, finally got around to reading Hellbreak by Colin Bunn.
Colin Man Bun?
I'm not all the way up to date. As I said last week, I found out I was missing 2 issues somehow. But man, love the artwork. It's not my usual style of artwork, so I'm kind of pleased that I like it. But man, that guy can write a story. Tell you what.
Tell you what, boy.
But
He been writing since he was 3 years old.
this is the part where we normally do Marvel trivia. But as we said at the top, it's gonna be a 2-parter, even though it doesn't really necessarily have to be. But we're doing it anyways because That's how we roll. If you hate the fact that we're doing this, let us know. Twitter, The Frankly Done. Facebook.com/Frankly Done Network. Instagram, Frankly Done Network. Take a picture of yourself, how disgusted you are with our podcast.
If you hate that we have holidays and families.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, give us hate. It'd be awesome. I'll read it.
What is that
Or
called?
love. Or love.
Or love.
I'll read your hate next
Is
week.
it will the kids say throwing shade?
Throwing shade.
Oh,
Yep.
boy.
Oh,
Throw
man.
us some shade.
It's Pat Ratchet already?
Yeah. Pass right.
Email franklydonenetwork@gmail.com. Of course, franklydone.com, where you can find all of our podcasts, see what we're working on, some news we put up every now and then. Hopefully we'll get better at that as we go on. Movie reviews, head on over to therealmoviesblog.blogspot.com, where Ben will give you some reviews. He's a graduating college student, so congratulations, Ben. And
Mom goes to college.
That's from a movie.
he slowed down a little bit,
You
but
should-
give him a break. He's finishing up big part. Send him some congratulations from us.
Congratulations, Ben.
And
did it.
you did it.
Now
Bye,
you
guys.
owe money. I've been Frankie.
I've been Daniel.
I'm Bernie.
Bye.